Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60 on the streets here in Nanjing City. And as I walk down this street, and everybody says, Gweilo, what the hell are you doing? Walking down the middle of the street, you're gonna get run over. Everybody walks down the middle of the street here in southern China. It's just the way it is. People drive slow enough that they're not going to run over you. When you've got the video going, it looks like people are going a little bit faster than what they really are. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to get run over. They can't even see me. I'm a ghost. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. The COVID epidemic in China. The beginning of August, everybody was going, oh no, what's going on? We had the Delta variant in Nanjing, and it hit a super spreader event and it ballooned all over the country. Yes, it did. It actually ended up in 48 different cities. 48 different cities. And I think they were doing 140 or 150 new cases a day. They were doing massive testing, multiple massive testings. And what do I mean by that? They would test a city 7 times, a city of like how many million people? 7 times, to make sure that they didn't miss anybody, which is like above and beyond what anything would happen in the United States. To date, just the vaccines that have been given out in mainland China, as of I think August 14th, 1.8 billion. 1.8 billion. Fathom that. 1.8 billion vaccines have been given out since this all started. Okay, but out of those 48 cities in mainland China that had the Delta variant, and this is the most transmissible variant that's been out there, and everybody's going, oh, we can't stop this. You've got 200, boy, I go on it. Anyway, out of that 48 cities, 36 of those cities have been clean, no new cases for 6 days, and that's as of August 14th. Not quite sure today, but when you consider in a place like the United States where they've got 200,000 new cases a day, my God, we can't stop this. When they look at the world and they say, well, you know, we're doing good, the ICUs aren't full anymore. Now they're filled up, now the tents are coming out, now everybody's back on that thing like, holy frick, what do we do? You got places like North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. You've got massive quarantines on students in Minnesota. And as I say, Canada opens a border to tourists from the United States. What frickin' nuts are they? Oh, down east there, the Liberals were running it for 8 years. Progressive Conservatives got in a majority government there. Good on you guys. Anyway, again, that's not what this video is about. So when you look at it, so there's still 12 cities that have the variant in it, and they're working on it. Yesterday was August 19th here in mainland China. We had 33 new cases of COVID-19 in all of China. Pretty good, eh? 29 of those cases came from outside the country into China, were caught at the airports and off to quarantine. Hospitals quarantine. I'm not sure what they do with the people that actually have it. 4 of those cases were domestically transferred cases, so it's something that we have to keep an eye on here in mainland China and everywhere around the world. But when you consider the Communist Party of China does not allow, it has banned COVID-19 from the mainland. Once they do that, well, there just can't be any COVID-19, because if the Communist Party says no, it means no. But when that COVID-19 hit, running around the country like it did into 48 different cities and I don't know how many different provinces, everything changed. On the street, on the ground, here in China, masks went back on. QR codes became something that was necessary to get into Walmart, into buildings, into subways, even into the wet market. And I haven't seen that since the days of the Wuhan days type thing. So everybody took it super seriously. And you know what? Today, even today, to go into my gym, in the building that my gym's in, I had to have a mask on, I had to show my QR code, and I had to have my temperature taken. So if you think about that, and this is not in just one building, this is in every building, going into every apartment complex, going into every subway, going into every airport, every wet market in the country is exactly the same. So when you think about it like that, and how strict they are, you can't go into a village without being checked. And you see these QR codes, not only does it say how many shots you've had. Have you had your first shot of your vaccine? Have you had your second shot of your vaccine? First shot, you got your little green code. If you haven't got COVID and you haven't been around COVID, your QR code is green. If you've had a shot, one shot, it has a pink surrounding around it. If you've had your 2 shots, the surrounding around it turns gold. It also tells you where you've been over the last 14 days, and if you've been around any high-risk areas or any areas that have had COVID within the last 14 days. So if you think about that, it's like a COVID passport. Only it's not a passport, it's a QR code on your phone, guys. The Chinese are even ahead of us on that. They aren't rolling out a COVID passport. They have a QR code on your WeChat app that tells you how many shots you've had, if you're fully vaccinated, where you've been, how many COVID cases in those communities, if it was a high risk, medium risk, low risk, all of these different things. So that's why China's been able to curb the COVID thing, and the West still hasn't got it. The West still won't listen, and the West will probably never listen. They think that China is lying about their numbers. Well, if they were lying about their numbers, people like this guy riding by on a bike would have a mask on. These people walking down the street would have a mask on, but they don't. Why? Because they're not scared of it, because it just doesn't exist here. Anyway, there you go. COVID passport? No. QR code? Yes. Simple and easy. And then you get flights from the United States, and on one flight, I think they had 6 or 8 people that tested positive for the COVID-19 Delta variant. So the Chinese government decided that to be safe, they were going to limit the number of people to 40% capacity on these planes, so they could separate them on the planes, so they wouldn't be transmitting from one to the other, because when these people come in, they all go into quarantine for sure, but they don't want the variant, they don't want the COVID-19 on Chinese soil. So, they're trying to save lives. They're trying to make it so this thing doesn't spread. What does the United States do? They figure it's an attack on them as a country and their air carriers, so they put the same restrictions on Chinese airplanes going into the United States, 40% full. Well, the Americans are doing it to screw the Chinese over. The Chinese are doing it to save lives and help not spread this variant, because in China, the people getting on the airplane, there's a 99.999% chance that the people getting on that airplane going to the United States have not got COVID-19. The Americans can't say the same thing. So it hasn't changed a lot here in mainland China. If you come to mainland China, Alex from Reportify Media just hit Shanghai here a couple days ago from Thailand. He's locked down for 14 days. Hey Alex, how's it going? Sorry man, I know it's boring as hell, but everybody has to go through it that comes into mainland China. You are not going anywhere for your first 14 days when you get here. You are going to a quarantine hotel. It's going to be on your dime, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, I could have got run over by a Porsche. If he hit me, oh my back. You know what I mean? But if you go into Canada as of, I think, the 9th of August, no more quarantine. Oh God. You know, all of these things, they just don't get it. When this Delta variant is so transmittable, when people are getting sick and younger people are getting sick, ICUs are filling up, people are actually dying of this, and they start opening it up like it doesn't matter. Herd immunity, we're going to treat it like the flu? What what the hell is that all about? So how is it in China right now? Well, you can see some people wear masks, but most people don't. We're not worried about it here in Guangxi Autonomous Region. For one thing, we did have a scare. We had one guy in the Landong train station about a week and a half ago that actually tested positive for COVID-19. So that was a little bit of a scare. But other than that, I don't think anything has come from it. People are lining up, getting their shots. 2 days ago, I got my second COVID-19 shot, and my arm hurt. I got a little bit of a cold. I was a little tired. I'm still a little coffee. So I did have a little bit of reaction to this one. The first one I had no reaction to at all, but this one I had a little bit of a reaction to. So what did I do? I just drank beer, and now I'm going to go and have some beer with a new friend of mine, a Swedish guy that runs a rum factory here in Guangxi. Oh, I know. It could be a friendship made in heaven. Don't know. Never met him before, but I've talked to him on WeChat. We'll go see how that works. We're going to the Cow and Boy Bar, and we're going to be drinking some Budweiser beers. And that, my friends, is another video from Gweilo 60 talking about COVID here in mainland China and how it was a big issue 2 weeks ago. Everybody was freaked out. But now it's all better. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And whatever you do, don't forget to put a couple bucks on the children's Patreon account. It's for a good cause. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.